My fiancé's ex posted pictures from her bachelorette party. Just kissed my ex. What happens in Vegas? I screenshot it and sent to the wedding group chat. Within 30 minutes, half the guest list had canceled. She was desperately trying to claim the photos were fake. I, 29 male, was having a pretty chill Friday night. Wedding was in 3 weeks, everything was paid for, and my fiancée Aubrey, 27, was having her bachelorette party in Vegas with her bridesmaids. I was home playing video games with my buddy Garrett when my phone started buzzing. It was Garrett's girlfriend, Kendra. Dude, check Instagram right now. I pulled up Instagram. There it was, posted by Aubrey's ex Dexter. A carousel of photos. First one, him and Aubrey at some club, her arms around his neck. Second, them kissing. Not a peck. Full making out. Third, them leaving together, his hand on her lower back. Fourth, a selfie in what looked like a hotel elevator, her lipstick smeared. Caption: What happens in Vegas happens with your ex. Some things never change, Aubrey Rose. My stomach dropped. Then I read the comments. Her maid of honor, Piper, delete this now. Random dude, bro, isn't she getting married? Another random, this is messy AF. Dexter replying, just having fun with my girl. I sat there for maybe 10 seconds. Garrett was looking at me. You good? Nope. I screenshot everything. The posts, the comments, the timestamp showing it was posted 12 minutes ago. Then I opened our wedding WhatsApp group. 178 people. Family, friends, co-workers. Typed, hey everyone, just saw this on Instagram. Wedding's off. Attached the screenshots. Then I turned off my phone. Garrett just stared. Bro, did you just... Yep. Your phone's gonna explode. Probably. We went back to gaming. About an hour later, I turned my phone back on. 312 notifications. The wedding group chat was chaos. I scrolled through. My mom, is this real? Aubrey's mom, Diane, this is clearly photoshopped. My brother, holy shit. Aubrey's dad, someone explain what's happening. My cousin, yo, I already canceled my flight. Random aunt, I knew something was off about her. Then the direct messages started. But the one that stood out was from Piper. OMG Miles, I swear we didn't know she was meeting him. We thought she went back to the room. She said she was sick. Please don't do anything crazy. So her bridesmaids didn't even know. Cool. Aubrey started calling at 11:43 p.m. Vegas time, 2:43 a.m. my time. I declined. She called again, and again. Then the texts, Miles, those are old photos. Dexter is psycho, he's lying. Baby, please answer. It's not what it looks like, he photoshopped them. I'm flying home now. Miles, please. Why did you send that to everyone? You're ruining my life. That last one made me laugh. I'm ruining her life? By morning, the wedding WhatsApp group had lost 89 members. People were just leaving without saying anything. The ones who stayed were either trying to figure out what happened or picking sides. Aubrey's mom, Diane, went into damage control mode, posting a long message about how Dexter has always been obsessed with Aubrey, and these are clearly old photos from when they dated, and how dare people judge without knowing the truth. My uncle responded, the iPhone 15 Pro Max in her hand wasn't released when they dated. Diane deleted her message. Update 1. Aubrey showed up at my apartment at 8 a.m. Saturday. She looked rough, mascara smeared, hair a mess, still in her Bride Tribe t-shirt. Miles, please let me explain. Explain what? How you accidentally tripped and fell on your ex's mouth. It's not. Those photos are from before. Aubrey, you're literally wearing the bracelet I gave you last month. She looked at her wrist. The silver bracelet with our wedding date engraved, visible in every photo. Dexter must have edited them. So he edited in your bracelet, your new nose piercing, the nails you got done specifically for Vegas? She started crying. Okay, I saw him there, but it was just a coincidence. And you coincidentally kissed him? I was drunk. The girls were all passed out and I was alone and he was there and it didn't mean anything. Cool. Then the wedding being canceled shouldn't mean anything either. You can't cancel our wedding over one mistake. I didn't cancel it. I just informed everyone why it's not happening. You canceled it when you decided to hook up with your ex. She switched tactics. Went from crying to angry. You humiliated me. My grandmother saw those photos. My boss. Everyone. Dexter posted them publicly. I just shared his post. To our entire wedding guest list. Who deserved to know before they flew out here and wasted money. This is so typical of you. You always overreact. When have I ever overreacted before? She couldn't answer that because I don't. I'm actually pretty chill about most things. Cheating just isn't one of them. My parents already paid for everything. The venue, the catering. That's between you and them. Miles, please. I love you. No, you don't. I do. Dexter means nothing. Then why did you leave with him? Silence. Did you sleep with him? More silence. Aubrey, it didn't mean anything. Get out. This is my apartment too. No, it's not. Your name isn't on the lease. You just live here. Lived here. She lost it, starting throwing things. Nothing valuable, just pillows and magazines. You're such an asshole. 3 years. 3 years I wasted on you. Weird way to describe a relationship you want to save. Her mom called while she was melting down. I could hear Diane through the phone. Aubrey, your father is at the venue. They want a $30,000 cancellation fee. Aubrey looked at me. You should pay half. I actually laughed. Why would I pay for a wedding I didn't cancel? You sent those photos to everyone. Dexter posted them. Take it up with him. She gathered her stuff and left, but not before saying, this isn't over. Narrator. It wasn't. Update 2 Sunday morning, I woke up to find my car keyed. Deep scratches spelling asshole on the hood. I had garage security footage showing Aubrey doing it at 3 a.m. Filed a police report. Then came the financial entitlement. Aubrey's dad, Richard, called me. This man had the audacity to try to negotiate. Miles, let's be reasonable. The wedding costs are significant. I'm sure they are. $73,000 all in. That's a lot. You should contribute. Why? Because you're the one who made this public. You could have handled it privately. Your daughter handled Dexter privately. Look how that worked out. That's unfair. Richard, she cheated. The wedding's off. The financial consequences are hers. We're considering legal action. For what? Sharing public Instagram posts? For the deposits we can't recover. Good luck with that. He hung up. Monday, I got a letter from a lawyer. They were actually trying to sue me for deliberate infliction of emotional distress and demanding I pay half the wedding costs plus damages for humiliation. My buddy from law school looked at it and laughed. This is toilet paper. No lawyer would actually file this. Turns out, the lawyer was Richard's golf buddy who did real estate law, not even litigation. But here's where Aubrey really messed up. She went on TikTok. Made a whole video series. My toxic ex ruined my life. Video 1. Imagine your fiancé canceling your wedding through a WhatsApp group. No conversation, no chance to explain. Video 2. He saw old photos my ex posted and immediately believed them without even asking me. Video 3. Now I'm homeless because he kicked me out with no warning. The comments were initially sympathetic until someone found Dexter's Instagram. Still public, still with the photos up. Girl, those photos have you wearing a bracelet that says 10/15/24, your wedding date. Your ex commented 2 hours ago saying, best night ever? And you liked it? Why is your maid of honor commenting begging him to delete if they're old? Her videos got community noted. Then Dexter, absolute chaos agent that he is, posted more photos. These included timestamps from his phone, metadata intact, even a receipt from the hotel bar with the date and time. Aubrey's narrative crumbled. She deleted the TikToks, but people had already screen recorded everything. Then came the wedding vendor drama. Aubrey posted on a wedding planning Facebook group that I was financially abusing her by not paying cancellation fees. The wedding photographer responded publicly, "Hi, I'm the photographer for this wedding. The contract is in Miss Aubrey's name only." Also, she called me yesterday trying to get the deposit back for fraud, claiming I knew her fiancé was planning to cancel. I have never spoken to the groom. This is defamation. The caterer joined in. She also accused us of conspiring with the groom. We've been in business 20 years. We don't conspire. We cook. Plot twist. The venue, feeling bad about the situation, offered to transfer the deposit to a different date if she wanted to use it for another event. Aubrey demanded they refund it instead, because the venue is tainted now. They declined. She left them a 1-star review claiming they gave her food poisoning at the tasting. They responded with receipts showing she never attended a tasting. Update 3. Aubrey actually found a real lawyer, some ambulance chaser who took her case on contingency. They sent a formal demand letter for $50,000, half the wedding costs plus damages. I hired an actual attorney. She countered with my police report for the vandalized car, screenshots of Aubrey's defamatory posts, and a demand for $8,500 in car repair costs. Suddenly, Aubrey's lawyer was less interested. But Aubrey didn't stop. She contacted my employer, told HR I was harassing her and creating a hostile work environment. Problem: we don't work together. We've never worked together. HR was confused. Ma'am, Miles has worked here for 5 years. You don't work here. But he's using company resources to harass me. How? He's probably talking about me at work. They hung up on her. Then she tried my gym. Told them I was stalking her there. The manager pulled me aside. Hey Miles, this is awkward, but your ex is saying you're stalking her here? She's not a member here. Yeah, we checked. She's never been here. So, just wanted to let you know in case she shows up. She showed up, got escorted out when she couldn't prove membership, and started screaming about me, controlling her fitness journey. The peak crazy came when Piper reached out. Miles, I'm sorry to bother you, but Aubrey's lost it. She's convinced Dexter will take her back, and they'll have the wedding instead. She asked me to see if the vendors would transfer everything to Dexter's name. The vendors said no. She's now saying you conspired with them. How would I conspire with vendors she chose? Logic isn't involved anymore. Update 4. Remember Dexter? The ex who posted everything? Yeah, about him. He posted an Instagram story. For everyone asking, I'm not getting back with Aubrey. It was just hooking up with an ex in Vegas. I'm actually engaged. My fiancé thinks the whole situation is hilarious. He was engaged the whole time. His fiancé commented, I gave him a hall pass for his ex because I knew she'd go for it and ruin her own relationship. Worth it for the entertainment. Aubrey went nuclear. Posted a 20-part Instagram story about how everyone betrayed her. Me, Dexter, his fiancée, her bridesmaids, the wedding vendors, her parents, for not paying the full cancellation, my family, the lawyer who dropped her case, even the apartment complex for illegally evicting her. She was never on the lease. Her mom, Diane, called me. Miles, please, she's having a breakdown. Can't you just forgive her? She keyed my car, tried to sue me, attempted to get me fired, and is actively defaming me online. She's hurting. So was I when I saw her making out with her ex. It was one mistake. No, cheating was the mistake. Everything after has been choices. What if she gets therapy? Good for her, still not marrying her. The families were so perfect together. Were we? Because your husband tried to threaten me with a fake lawyer. Silence. That was Richard's idea. I told him not to. Diane, it's over. Please just accept that. She sighed. The deposits are not my problem. Final update. It's been 2 months. Here's where everyone ended up. Aubrey moved back with her parents. Last I heard, she was trying to become an influencer about surviving narcissistic abuse. She has 543 followers. Her comments are mostly people asking if she's the one who cheated in Vegas. Dexter and his fiancée are apparently doing great. He sent me a DM. Sorry, bro. Didn't know she was gonna implode your whole life. Just thought it would be funny. I didn't respond, but honestly, weirdly grateful. He saved me from marrying her. Piper actually apologized properly. Sent me $500 for the trouble, which I tried to refuse, but she insisted. I should have told you the second she left with him. Girl code doesn't cover enabling cheating. We're cool now. Diane and Richard are out about $40,000. They tried small claims court, but the judge literally said, you want him to pay for a wedding that didn't happen because your daughter cheated? No. My car got fixed. Aubrey's insurance had to pay after the police report and security footage. Her premium went way up. The wedding vendors all blacklisted Aubrey after her false reviews and accusations. The photographer actually thanked me for the drama because her standing up to Bridezilla response went viral in wedding planning groups, and she booked 6 new weddings. The apartment complex did charge Aubrey for damages after she broke the bedroom door during her move-out tantrum. She tried to say I did it. They had time-stamped maintenance photos from a week before, showing no damage. The best part? My cousin who canceled his flight used the credit to take a trip to Japan instead. Sent me photos from Tokyo with the caption, better than a wedding where the bride sucked face with her ex. I'm doing pretty good. Started dating someone new, Riley from my rock climbing group. She knows the whole story and thinks it's insane. We joke about it. She'll randomly say things like, promise not to make out with my ex in Vegas, and we'll laugh. Last week, Aubrey sent me a long email, subject line, closure. It was 3,000 words about how I ruined her life, destroyed her reputation, cost her family money, turned everyone against her, and how she hopes I'm happy. I responded, I am. She wrote back, that's it? That's all you have to say? Yep. I poured my heart out. Cool. You're so cold. She sent 12 more emails. I marked them as spam. Her last attempt was showing up at my apartment with a box of my stuff, except it wasn't my stuff. It was random things she bought, claiming I owed her for them, including a toaster we never owned and a blanket that was clearly from her parents' house. Aubrey, this isn't mine. Yes, it is. You owe me for all of this. This toaster still has the Target tag. From yesterday. I replaced the one you kept. We never had a toaster. I'm allergic to gluten. She grabbed the box and left. Haven't heard from her since. Oh, and the wedding venue? They ended up using our date for a corporate event. Made more money than they would have from our wedding. The event planner sent me a thank you card, which was weird but funny. To everyone asking if I regret sending those screenshots to the wedding group, nah. Saved everyone time and money. Plus, my 78-year-old grandmother's response in the group chat, good riddance to trash, is now family legend. Don't cheat, folks. And definitely don't do it with someone petty enough to post it on Instagram. Edit. Stop asking for Aubrey's TikTok. It's deleted. Also, stop asking for Dexter's fiancé's contact. They're happy. Leave them alone. Edit 2. For the people saying I should have talked to her first, she was literally in Vegas with another dude's tongue down her throat. What was there to discuss? Edit 3. Aubrey, I know you found this. Your mom told my mom. No, I won't take it down. Die mad about it. My fiancé's father said, sign this contract for her student loans or the wedding's off. I said, I understand. Then I took the ring back and bought a house instead. 3 months later, the loan collectors were calling him as the co-signer. I, 29 male, was supposed to marry Jenna, 27, this past June. We'd been together 4 years, engaged for 1. Everything seemed perfect until her dad pulled his power move at what was supposed to be a casual dinner 3 months before the wedding. Gordon, her father, always gave me weird vibes. Real estate broker, drove a leased BMW he couldn't afford, constantly talked about building generational wealth while being behind on his own mortgage. But Jenna adored him, so I kept my mouth shut. That Tuesday night, after we'd finished eating, Gordon pulled out this folder, like an actual manila folder with typed documents inside, slid it across the table like we were in some corporate merger. Before you join this family officially, we need to discuss Jenna's education investment. I looked at Jenna. She was staring at her plate. The investment was $127,000 in student loans for her master's in creative writing from a private university, the one Gordon insisted she attend because prestige matters more than price. I need you to sign as co-borrower on the refinancing, he said. Better rates with dual income. I flipped through the papers. The loan terms were insane. Variable rate starting at 8.9%, 20-year term. Gordon, this would make me equally responsible for supporting your wife's dreams, yes. He leaned back, this smug look on his face. Unless you don't believe in her potential? Jenna finally spoke up. Dad, we talked about this being voluntary. Sweetheart, a real man doesn't let his woman struggle with debt alone. I set the papers down. I need time to review this with a financial advisor. Gordon's face went red. Financial advisor? This is about trust. You either commit to this family fully, or he let it hang there. Or what? Or maybe you're not ready for marriage. Can't have the wedding if you're not committed to the family burden. I mean, investment. I looked at Jenna. She was crying silently. I understand, I said. Got home that night and couldn't sleep. Jenna kept apologizing, saying she had no idea her dad would do this, that she'd talked to him. But something felt off. She was upset, yeah, but not shocked, not angry at him. Next morning I did some digging, found out through a mutual friend who worked at the university that Jenna had actually graduated with about $63,000 in loans. The rest? Gordon had taken out Parent Plus loans and spent them on expenses. His BMW lease, a vacation to Cabo, new golf clubs. Now he wanted to consolidate everything and make me responsible for his spending. I confronted Jenna that evening. She broke down completely. I didn't know how to tell you. He said he was helping with living expenses, but I found out later he was using it for himself. He promised he'd pay it back, but then his real estate deals fell through and... You knew. This whole time, you knew. I was going to tell you after the wedding. I swear. After I was legally bound to you. She couldn't deny it. I took the ring back that night. Not dramatically, just asked for it while she was sobbing on the couch. She handed it over without argument. Update 1. The aftermath was intense. Gordon called me 43 times the first day. Left voicemails ranging from, "Let's discuss this like men," to "You're destroying my daughter," to "I'll sue you for emotional damages." My favorite was, "That ring was a promise. You can't just take it back." Actually, I could. I checked. Conditional gift laws in my state are clear. Jenna moved back with her parents. Started posting vague quotes on Instagram about knowing your worth and real men step up. Her mom, Diane, commented on every single one with prayers hands emojis. But here's where it gets interesting. Remember I mentioned saving for the wedding? We had a budget of $35,000. I'd saved $26,000 of it. Jenna was supposed to contribute the rest, but kept having unexpected expenses. That money was sitting in my savings account untouched. Gordon knew about it. He'd made comments about how wise I was to save so aggressively. 5 days after the breakup, he called from a different number. I answered, "Listen, I may have been harsh. Let's compromise. You take on half the loans, we still have the wedding. I'll even knock $5,000 off the wedding contribution from our side." "Your contribution was only $9,000 to begin with." "Exactly. So now it's $4,000. That's reasonable." I laughed. Actually laughed. "Gordon, there's no wedding. You don't understand what you're doing. Jenna's destroyed. Her anxiety medication costs alone. Not my problem anymore." "What about the deposits? The venue? The catering?" "I'm handling it." He paused. "You're going to lose thousands walking away from those deposits." "Actually, I'm not. See, I'd been smart about one thing. Every contract for the wedding was in my name only. Jenna had insisted on it because planning stresses me out. You're so much better at this stuff. I'd already called the venue. Turned out another couple had been waitlisted for our date. The venue agreed to transfer everything if I let them keep a small transfer fee. Lost maybe $800 total instead of $8,000. The catering? My buddy from college had just started his restaurant business and was doing it at cost as our wedding gift. He was relieved when I called it off. Turned out he'd been stressing about the dietary restrictions Jenna kept adding. The photographer was my cousin. The flowers were through a family friend. I lost maybe $2,000 total in deposits. Had $24,000 left. You know what I did with it? Put a down payment on a house. A small 2-bedroom fixer-upper in a decent neighborhood. Closed in 30 days thanks to the cash down payment. Update 2. Gordon's getting desperate. Found out through mutual friends that he'd been telling everyone I financially abused Jenna by stealing the wedding funds. Even called my parents to tell them they raised a con artist. My mom's response was legendary. "At least my son knows not to spend loan money on a BMW lease." How did she know about that? Because I forwarded her the receipts I'd found. Gordon's Facebook was wide open, posting pictures from Cabo with timestamps matching the loan disbursement dates. Idiot even tagged the resort. But the real comedy started when Jenna began dating again. 2 weeks after we split, she was on dating apps. Her profile said she was looking for a mature man who understands financial partnership in relationships. She matched with Trevor. Investment banker. Drove a Tesla. Seemed perfect. They dated for 3 weeks before he Googled her and found her father's public Facebook rants about me not taking on her debt. Trevor asked her about it on their 4th date. According to my friend who witnessed this at a restaurant, Jenna tried to explain it as my ex was financially controlling. Trevor, who apparently wasn't an idiot, asked, "So your dad wanted him to co-sign your student loans?" "Well, yes, but how much?" "That's not how much." $127,000. Trevor excused himself to go to the bathroom and never came back. Left her with a $200 dinner check. Gordon called me the next day screaming that I'd ruined Jenna's reputation. How? By not signing loan documents. By making us look like gold diggers. If the shoe fits. He hung up. Meanwhile, I'm fixing up my house. Spent weekends pulling up old carpet, painting walls, updating fixtures. Posted a few progress pics on Instagram. Nothing dramatic, just new project homeowner. Jenna saw them, sent me a long text about how I was rubbing her face in it and, I always wanted a house. Yeah, I knew. She wanted a house she didn't have to pay for. Update 3. Remember those loans Gordon wanted me to co-sign on? Funny thing about Parent Plus loans, they're in the parent's name, not the student's. And Gordon, in his infinite wisdom, had been making minimum payments for years while the interest accumulated. Well, 3 months after our breakup, something beautiful happened. See, when I refused to sign the refinancing documents, Gordon had to find another solution. His original plan was to consolidate everything into a private loan with better terms using my credit score and income. Without me, he was stuck. The loans went into default. The first call came while I was at work. Gordon, panic in his voice. They're garnishing my wages. They can't do this. Who is? The loan servicer. They're taking 15% of my commissions. I stayed quiet. This is your fault if you just signed. Gordon, those are your loans. Parent Plus loans, your name, your responsibility. But they were for Jenna. No, $63,000 was for Jenna. The rest was for your BMW and vacations. Silence. How did you? Doesn't matter. What matters is that you tried to con me into paying for your midlife crisis. How's that working out? He started threatening legal action again. I hung up, but it gets better. Diane, Jenna's mom, didn't know about the loan default until they tried to refinance their house to help with the situation. Turns out Gordon had been hiding a lot of financial problems. The default tanked his credit. No refinancing possible. Diane called me crying, begging me to reconsider. He made a mistake. Please, you loved Jenna once. I did. Then I found out she was complicit in fraud. It's not fraud, it's family helping family. It's literally fraud. Using education loans for personal expenses? That's fraud. She hung up on me. Then came the real estate license issue. Turns out having your wages garnished doesn't look great to the real estate board. Gordon's broker got wind of his financial situation. Started questioning whether he could be trusted with client escrow accounts. He wasn't fired, but he was put on probationary status, meaning someone else had to oversee all his transactions. His commission split went from 70-30 to 50-50 to account for the extra supervision. Update 4. Jenna reached out last week. Different energy entirely. Can we talk? In person? Against my better judgment, I agreed. Met at a coffee shop. She looked rough. Stress, weight loss, bags under her eyes, nails bitten down to nothing. I'm sorry, she started. I should have told you about the loans, about Dad using the money. I waited. He's losing it. Mom found out he took out a second mortgage last year without telling her. Used her signature. She's filing for divorce. That's unfortunate. I need to ask you something. She pulled out papers. Would you be willing to write a statement for Mom's lawyer about Dad trying to force you to take the loans? I looked at the papers. Your mom wants me to help her divorce your dad? She needs to prove financial deception. Your situation shows a pattern. The irony was incredible. Jenna, you were part of that deception. I know I was, but I didn't think. You didn't think I'd find out until after we were married. She started crying. I loved you, I still do. Dad always said this was how families worked. That you share burdens. No, Jenna, he taught you to pass burdens onto others. I took the papers. I'll think about it. Got home and actually laughed. They wanted me to help clean up the mess they created. But here's the thing, I actually did write the statement. Not for Jenna or Diane, but because Gordon needed consequences. Detailed everything, the attempted coercion, the threats about calling off the wedding, the revelation about misused loan funds. Diane's lawyer was very interested in the Cabo vacation funded by education loans. Update 5. Gordon's world has officially imploded. The divorce proceedings revealed even more financial crimes. He'd opened credit cards in Diane's name. Took out a car loan for a boat he sold 2 months later. The Parent Plus loans were just the tip of the iceberg. But the real karma came from an unexpected source, the IRS. See, when you use student loan money for non-education expenses, that's not just fraud, it's potentially taxable income you didn't report. Diane's lawyer, being thorough, reported the whole situation to the IRS. Gordon called me drunk at 2 a.m. last Tuesday. You destroyed my life. No, Gordon, you destroyed your life. I just declined to participate. My daughter won't even talk to me. Can you blame her? She has to move back in with Diane. Can't afford her apartment anymore. Maybe she should get a job that uses that creative writing degree. He went on a rant about respect and family and how his generation understood commitment. I put him on speaker and made a sandwich. Eventually he tired himself out. You could have had everything. A beautiful wife, a family, connections in real estate. Gordon, I do have everything. I have a house that's mine, a job with no garnished wages, a credit score in the 800s, parents who aren't getting divorced. What exactly did I miss out on? He hung up. Jenna texted me the next day. Dad's moving back with Grandma. Lost the house in the divorce. I didn't respond. She sent another. I got a job at Barnes & Noble. Good for her. Another. I'm sorry for everything. You didn't deserve any of this. That one I responded to. You're right. I didn't. Final update. Closed on selling my house yesterday. Made a $38,000 profit after just 6 months of fixes and market appreciation. Already under contract for a better place in a better neighborhood. Gordon's living with his mother, working part-time at a different real estate firm. His wages are still being garnished. The IRS hit him with $34,000 in back taxes and penalties. He's 58 years old and basically starting over. Diane got the house in the divorce, but had to sell it to pay off the secret debts Gordon accumulated. She's renting a 1-bedroom apartment now, working as a receptionist. Jenna's still at Barnes & Noble, dating some guy named Keith, who apparently also has massive student loans. Guess she found her financial partnership. My cousin, who was going to photograph our wedding, shot a proposal last week. The guy signing the check mentioned he'd heard about that situation with the loans through mutual friends. Said it made him and his fiancée have a serious talk about financial transparency before marriage. They actually went to a financial counselor together. You probably saved that couple years of problems, my cousin told me. Maybe. Last week, got a LinkedIn notification. Gordon viewed my profile. That's it. Just viewed it. I updated it the next day with my new promotion to senior project manager. Petty? Maybe. Satisfying? Absolutely. Oh, and remember that ring? Sold it for $8,700. Put it toward the new house down payment. The jeweler asked if there was a story behind it. I said, yeah, dodged a $27,000 bullet. He laughed and said I should buy a lottery ticket with luck like that. Told him luck had nothing to do with it. Sometimes the best investment you can make is walking away from a bad deal, even if that deal comes wrapped in a white dress and calls itself love. To anyone facing similar pressure, no is a complete sentence. Your financial future is not a dowry, and anyone who tries to use your love as leverage for their gain doesn't love you. They love what you can do for them. Also, always get everything in writing, even crazy demands, especially crazy demands. Gordon, if you're reading this, and I know you are because Jenna said you've been hate stalking my socials, your BMW got repossessed last month. I saw it on the auction website. Went for $11,000 under book value. Guess that generational wealth isn't generating much, is it? Cool? Cool.